President Trump signed an executive order late yesterday that aims to prevent states from enforcing or even drafting and passing their own regulations for the future use and development of artificial intelligence. Here's some of what the president said about the justification for that move.
You have to have a central source of approval. There's only going to be, I think, one winner here. I don't know if anybody agrees with that. I think most people agree, but there's only going to be one winner here, and that's probably going to be the U.S. or China. And right now we're winning by a lot.
We turn now to Nancy Cordes at the White House. Nancy, this has a lot of implications. There were a lot of Republicans on both sides of this issue talking to the president. Some Republicans say, no, let states do what they want to do. States' rights are important. Other ones saying, no, this is a technology that has to be unleashed. And it looks like through this executive order, the unleashed Republicans prevailed.
They absolutely did Major. This executive order aims to limit states' abilities to draft their own legislation having to do with AI in a couple of very important ways. First, it allows the Attorney General to sue states that draft AI laws that the administration doesn't like. And then it also threatens to take federal funding for things like broadband away from states if they don't get rid of these laws. Essentially, what the White House is saying here is that they want one overarching federal standard, not a patchwork of laws and regulations in various states that they say are going to slow the AI industry down here in the United States. They want Congress to draft that legislation with that overarching federal standard and pass it.
You mentioned that, Nancy, because I want to let our audience in on a little secret they may not know. House Republican leadership twice tried to do that this year, insert that very legislative language in must-pass bills, and uprisings within the House Republican Conference forced them to take it out. So the president's executive order reflects that underlying legislative/political reality.
Exactly. Earlier this year, Republicans did try to impose a 10-year moratorium on state laws regulating AI, protecting consumers, protecting child safety, and it had to be withdrawn because there is so much disagreement on Capitol Hill, and that points to a central challenge with this executive order. It's very easy to call on Congress to draft some overarching standard, but as you pointed out, there's a lot of disagreement about what that standard should look like, how heavy-handed the regulation should be. So there's no indication that Congress is going to be able to deal with this in a swift manner. And in the meantime, states are saying, hey, we need to take our own action. We want to protect people in our states. We want to protect kids. You know, why should we stop passing laws if Congress hasn't done anything?
Exactly. And what we will all look for is the first Republican state to go to court to block this Trump executive order, because it very well may happen. Nancy Cordes, North Lawn of the White House. Thank you so very much.